friends! Welcome to another episode of All the Things Harry Potter. This is Jade, and I'm here with my husband, Nate.
Hello.
This week we are joined again by James and Chantal, and we are going to be getting into Chapter 5, Diagon Alley.
There you go.
And this is really our first glimpse into the magical world with Harry. We haven't seen anything. We've been in the Muggle world. Harry's been in the Muggle world. We all get a little magical dose in this one.
First look into the other side.
So, I'm not going to talk any longer. I think we should just get into it. Hope you enjoy.
So we're back, and it's a new year, 2019. Have we made any resolutions?
No, because I won't keep it. I know I'm not going to keep it.
You can still make one.
Yeah, but call me a pessimist.
If you don't make it, then you can't break it.
Exactly.
Right.
And I'm all good.
It's lofty, non-goal.
I make, low-key goals. Last year, I said, maybe I'll quit smoking. And some other stuff we're not going to mention, because that stuff didn't happen. But I quit smoking.
Woohoo!
Totally did.
So we do stuff like that.
That's quality. Got nothing too specific. Just the usual, but it's good to try. Always
Right.
for trying.
You can start again, and everybody gives you, a free pass. You're like, I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to lose all that extra winter weight. And everybody will be like, yeah, buddy. But if you do it, halfway through the year, then they go, oh, sure you are. Okay. All right, pal.
I think a key for me, too, is not posting it on Facebook. Because then I'm sure to fail. And people are sure to call me out. At least in my head.
Think part of my resolution may actually be less Facebook in my life. Try and keep other people's Facebook lives out of my life, maybe, just a little bit. Everybody's got that, fake Facebook, this is my life, but it's not really my life, and just...
Yeah.
That'll give you more time to listen to podcasts.
Real life is happening right now.
Right now, we are starting Chapter 5, Diagon Alley. We're here to talk about it tonight. James is here, too.
Hello.
It's good to have you here.
Happy to be here. So we're going to start talking today. Diagon Alley.
Harry wakes up next morning after Hagrid shows up. He thinks it's all a dream for a second. He hears tapping at the window. He thinks it's Aunt Petunia. Spoiler alert. It's the owl. Harry opens the window. It comes in with the newspaper in its beak. Attacks Hagrid's coat. And Hagrid's like, alright, give it some money out of my pockets.
He just wants to get paid.
Why would an owl want money rather than a mouse?
They never explain how owls know any of this. If they're trained. Or if this is an inherent thing or a magic thing. But apparently the owls are only concerned with their tasks in this story, it seems.
Maybe they need to get paid, and then they go back to wherever place or witch or wizard they came from, bring the money, then they get their treat. So they know they gotta bring back something to get something.
So that's probably what it is. I would still assume that owl would probably sneak a mouse if it found one.
In the coat.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I would if I was the owl. Eventually, Harry finds the 5 bronze coins in the pockets, and Hagrid says they're called nuts.
Knuts.
Nuts.
That's when Harry's like, hey, Dursleys are not going to pay for me to go to school. And that's when Hagrid brings up Gringotts and says, well, your parents left you money. Duh.
Which is a game changer for him. He has nothing. Absolutely nothing. So Hagrid's telling him, you got a bank account, dude. He alleviates all of that stress for Harry. He gets to leave. He doesn't have to depend on the Dursleys anymore.
Right.
He's got cash.
Right.
And then he mentions that it's run by goblins.
So you would be mad to try to rob it. And Hagrid needs to go there anyways for some Hogwarts business. Harry asks how Hagrid got there. And Hagrid's like, I flew, but we're going to have to leave in the boat because I'm not supposed to do magic. now that I've picked you up. They get in the boat, and he's like, you mind if I speed things up a bit, though? Hagrid taps his umbrella on the side of the boat to make it go faster. I have a note about the umbrella real quick. I feel like it's got to be a normal size umbrella in a giant's hands, which seems a little comical. Little pink umbrella, little baby umbrella. It is interesting to imagine this giant-ass man Mary Poppins-ing down to this little hut in the middle of a storm.
And then we've got Harry now. He's got some questions. And I think he feels safer with Hagrid to ask, to be able to ask, to be able to acknowledge the weird shit going on. And I think he's feeling a little safe, like, I can know some of this stuff. He's gonna tell me. We're not just gonna shrug this off like nothing's happening.
Yeah, they get a little more time together here in the boat to just kind of feel each other out, and Harry can, like, ask him some questions about what's going on. Like, about the Gringotts shit that he didn't really get into detail about. Like, why would you be mad to rob it?
And then he says there's spells and enchantments and high security, and
I'm just saying I'm too much of a pussy to try and rob a bank, even in the Muggle world. Because I'm like, yeah, for sure gonna get caught. So, like,
yeah.
I would automatically assume that, like, Wizard Bank, dumb. Don't even try.
If you rob a bank, you'll go to jail. But I feel like if you were to rob these guys, you would die.
right.
That's
That's basically the sense of what you're getting. Yeah.
They don't screw around with their bank.
Hagrid is reading the Daily Prophet.
Hagrid starts to mumble a little bit about the Ministry of Magic. Everybody's fucking shit up. And Harry's like, opening! There's a Ministry of Magic? What's that? And Hagrid's like, oh yeah, they want a Dumbledore. But he wouldn't leave Hogwarts. So Cornelius Fudge is the minister now, and Harry's like, okay, but what does the ministry do? Because you didn't answer that when I asked you. And I guess they basically keep magic from the Muggles.
Muggles would want magical solutions to all of their problems.
Yeah.
Hagrid says that.
Yes. And I agree with him. He's right. I would.
You think if people had this resource available to them that they would try to abuse it?
Yeah. At least as far as I'm concerned. Like, I would be interested in some of that magic healing shit they got going on there. Because I am pretty sure they could probably straighten my spine out pretty quick.
So now they're on the straits. They've gotten off the boat.
How Hagrid is acting here and how Harry acts a little bit further in the chapter is exactly how I act at Disney.
Right.
Or Universal. I'm very much like, oh my god, look at that! Oh my god, look at that! This is so freaking cool! But to everybody else around it, it's like, yeah, this is pretty normal everyday stuff, guy.
Right.
And they're like, no, this is freaking cool, you don't understand.
Right.
And then Hagrid gives Harry Muggle money to buy train tickets because he just doesn't get it. And they get on the train.
It says that Hagrid is knitting.
And he's knitting a canary yellow thing that looks like a circus
The whole train
tent.
ride, actually.
Kind of an interesting hobby for him to have.
And I wonder what he's knitting. Like, I know it's super silly. Especially, again, considering that there's magic everywhere. You don't need to be doing something manually.
It's got to be a labor of love, then.
Yeah.
There's got to be a purpose that he wants to use whatever it is he's making.
Or he's just like Nate and needs to be doing something with his hands.
Well, maybe.
There's a lot of stuff on the list of things he's going to need, and then we kind of get a peek at what is required for your first year at Hogwarts.
You get your uniform.
I always kind of thought that the pointed hat were a little bit much. Like, it's never really mentioned again.
Why they're necessary.
Yeah. They never bring them up again, as far as I know. And, yeah, that's using some foreknowledge, but, I mean, I think that's a pretty, I guess you could say, stereotypical view of witches, having the big pointy hat.
That was my thought, too.
And this, I mean, I love the story, but they kind of get away from that. They're like, yeah, I mean, but it's not what you think. It's more like this here at the school with the kids but why the pointy hat? Man, you could have gotten rid of that, and it would have been... I mean, it's fine with it. It doesn't really change anything, but...
Yeah.
Like, when you really think about it, I don't see all these 10-year-olds running around with a big-ass hat on their head all day and that not being a problem.
I do think that she put it in there for effect. They're witches and wizards. Ah! Pointy hats come with a job.
Because other than the pointy hat, everything else is, I mean, you could say pretty typical. I mean, for a boarding school, you need certain clothes, uniform requirements, whatever that may be. School supplies, books, pens, ink. That's all pretty normal. But then, like, pointy hat.
And then it lists all the books.
There's a couple we know from movies. And that's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by Newt Scamander. Mm-hmm. I always want to say salamander. Not the deal.
And I mean, you get the standard book of spells, because it's standard, you know.
Right. You're starting out in grade 1.
Yeah. And a history of magic, because OBS. Magical theory. A lot of these are pretty basic, like, yeah, duh. Those are the books you would have. Yeah, it's all good stuff. And then it goes on to list some other equipment that you may need. Wand, cauldron, pewter, size 2, set of glass or crystal vials?
I think it's file.
Is that's not the way that we normally spell that, is that?
I think it's supposed to be a vial. Like with a V. I could be wrong.
I'm going to look that up in a second.
Alright.
I want to know. No.
Yes? You got it? No? Yes?
Okay, so on Google, the first thing that comes up, it says files, also known as vials, with a V. So it's spelled PH, but the actual word is a V, and it looks like everything else that pops up underneath this is all Harry Potter. So it's only used very rarely, and in this case, probably only in this book. It seems like it's the only other reference people have to a PH version of that word. But it's just a little crystal container for liquid of whatever kind, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I knew exactly what they meant,
Right.
but the word looks weird.
It does.
It does.
Students can have a pet, an owl, or a cat, or a toad.
How crazy would that be? Like, I don't know how many kids go to this school, but if each kid gets to bring a pet too, the implications are staggering.
Well,
that would be
not
the
so
worst
much,
place to be
'cause
ever.
all of the owls live in the upper levels of the castle.
In the owlry.
Yep.
Yeah. But then you got, what, cats?
Toads.
And toads.
My allergies would be a hot mess. I'm just telling you right now, I would have to pack like 2 years supply of allergy meds to get me through if there's like cat hair everywhere.
Harry's like, can we get all this in London? And Hagrid's like, if you know where to go. But he hates doing it the Muggle way, because he doesn't understand how we get along without magic. I'm lumping myself in with the Muggles. It's sad, but that's that's where we're at. They make it to Leaky Cauldron. It's a tiny, grubby-looking pub, something you wouldn't even notice. There's a big bookstore on one side and a record store on the other, which I loved because it kind of implies that it could literally be anywhere. Because there's probably a million places that have just two big stores like that next to each other. Harry gets the feeling that only he and Hagrid can see it, though. Like, so even if somebody else was looking for it, because this is something little 11-year-old Jade, I remember specifically being like, I'm going to London. I don't care if I didn't get a letter or not. I'm going to London, and I'm going to find the record store that's next to the bookstore, and I'm going to find that fucking pub, and I'm going to go in there, and I'm just going to do it. Once I get inside, it's dark and shabby. There's lots of other fun characters hanging out in there. And they all know Hagrid. He's a usual there. He has a usual drink. He's like, can't stay for a drink, Tom. I got Hogwarts business.
Boasting a little bit.
Yeah, check out this kid I got here. And everyone's like, holy shit. It's Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
And they all fall over themselves.
So then we get quite a few